While sitting in the kitchen, I heard some of the old slaves talking to their parents, having been stolen from Africa by white men and were sold here as slaves. The whole mystery was solved at once. From that time, I resolved that one day I would run away. I am your fellow man, but not your slave. Frederick Douglass.
The blackness. Keep on.
When I came here in 2007, there wasn't a lot of buzz about Frederick Douglass. When I spoke to Terrence and I asked him about a mural, and he said that, we can find space, and I said, I'll donate the money. We got it together and we got it done. So I'm just happy that the family gets ownership of their legacy. A lot of us as African Americans, we don't have the legacy to share with our friends, with our family, because the Library of Congress owns it. The National Historic Site owns it. But we can say for sure that the family of Frederick Douglass owns this mural and the mural that's going up at the Frederick Douglass Rochester Airport.
So we're setting aside this mural for the purpose of community upliftment, for history, for remembrance, emancipation, and freedom in the name of Murray, in the name of Douglass, and all his enemies.
Personal connection that I have to it is that I'm in it, and the house, Highland Beach, is our summer beach house where I spent all of my summers as a kid, where I was surrounded by the legacies of my great ancestors. And so, as you can imagine, this is really an emotional moment for me and for my other family members. And we're just so thankful that it's here on the hill in this community. It's exactly where this mural needs to be. And I hope that future generations for years to come will be inspired by this mural. And I know people will be inspired. Frederick Douglass said it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. And this mural is going to help to build strong children for years to come.
Damn, my bad. My mic was muted. We is here to break down this Adrian Broner fight, man. What he got, what he don't got. You know what I'm saying? Where he go from here, and then the other fight news. We got a big fight coming up tomorrow night, and tonight we got in the building a boxing expert, trainer, fighter himself, and everything. Everybody know who he is. Everybody respects his opinion. Everybody respects his skill set, because he definitely would challenge you to put them hands up if you're talking too much. I don't care if you're a champion or not. So let me go ahead and get him in the building. Mr. Greg Hackett. What's going on, bro?
I'm all right. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. What's up with you?
I'm good. We was waiting for that fight, man. I'm tired, but I'm up.
Man, look, that fight, that whole program went over.
For sure.
Dude was supposed to his ring walk was supposed to be at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. But I'm here. We here. It was a good fight to me.
Yeah. I think it was good for what it was. I'm interested. I'm really interested in getting your breakdown on it. But my personal opinion, I think this was to be expected from AB. The time that he was out of the ring, and his vices and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I never thought I was going to see a knockout. Me personally, I didn't. But and especially when they disrobed in the ring, I looked at the lawyer's physique and I looked at AB's physique. I was like, oh yeah, AB ain't quite there yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, what's your breakdown?
I mean, I think you're right about not seeing the knockout because the time off, he dropped a lot of weight. You know what I mean? Coming back, even though he had an extra, probably like an extra month after he was supposed to fight Hank Lundy. And Michael Williams Jr. After those fights fell out, he still probably had like another month or maybe like 6 weeks to get ready. But you know what I mean, you can't expect him to be in the best complete shape because the last few years he spent time being out of shape. You know what I mean? At the same time, a lot of people wasn't educated on Bill Hutchinson, so they figured that AB would knock him out. But the thing is, if you looked at his record, he never been knocked out. And he's just a tough guy. He comes from a tough part of Pennsylvania where he's in that Pittsburgh area where I was explaining to somebody earlier that, them guys, they grew up in the mountains. You know what I mean? So they just naturally tough guys and they be in good shape up there. You know what I mean? I know that from the Golden Glove tournaments. They be in good shape. So I knew Hutchinson was going to come in good shape. I know he's not the best skilled fighter, but, you know what I mean? He going to give it his all because at the same time, even though this is a get-back fight for AB, this is a big fight for him because he never fought a guy like AB. You know what I mean? He never been up against that level. So he had to put on his best performance because, you know what I mean, that could lead him to making some more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought AB started off well. You know what I mean? Started off behind his jab. You know what I mean? He's showing good speed, good reflexes. But it was like once he landed that body shot and he hurt Hutchinson, he was looking for a knockout. You know what I mean? And knockouts don't come when you're looking for them because the guy know you're trying to knock him out. So he's going to try his best not to get knocked out. You know what I mean? So therefore, that puts him in a defensive mind state. He even landed some good punches against Broner. So I wasn't mad at the fight because, you know what I mean, I didn't feel like he was in there with a duck. You know what I mean? He was in there with a guy that was really trying to win. So that's what made the fight good. I feel like Broner could have went to the...
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry about that.
That was me. My bad. I was trying to put you on the full screen. I messed up.
I felt like Broner could have went to the body more. You know what I mean? I felt like he could have countered more. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things we could say, but at the same time, AB still 34, something like that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he gave it his best. You know what I mean? I wasn't mad at the performance because it still was an entertaining fight at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, well, let me ask you this. With Broner 33, 34, I mean, he's younger than Terrence Crawford. He's about the same age as Errol Spence.
Yeah.
Where do you put him at in as far as like being like prime years?
Well, you got to remember his best days is behind him because he punished his body. You know what I mean? Even Errol Spence, after the incident with the cars and the drinking, he never really got too bad out of shape. You know what I mean? He always made it where he can get back in good shape. He wasn't too far off. Broner, his shape completely changed. You know what I mean? He grew a belly. His muscle tone dropped. You know what I mean? It was a lot he went through. He was depressed and so many other things. Crawford, he rarely gets out of shape. So when you compare them to those type of guys, you know what I mean? You got to remember everything that he put himself through physically and mentally. So he's not there on that level, but I think if he continue on the right path, he could be within another year.
So how many fights would you say he need? 2, 3?
He definitely need 2 more fights.
Would you say with Rudy Poo or Rudy Poo? Shout out to everything boxing with the Rudy Poo comment, but you know what I'm saying? Like we say he needs to start off like with somebody like a little better than Hutchinson and like work because he can't jump in the ring right now with nobody at 140 that's got a belt. I don't think
somebody a little better, of course, but not a world champion. You know what I mean? Because he hasn't been right for a while. You know what I mean? So, and we got to be honest. Now, it was good seeing him in the ring. It was good seeing him in shape, but he still got more work to do. And I'm pretty sure he know that. And he gonna go back and look at this fight, and he gonna think about all the things he could have done. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it would have been worse had he went in there and lost to that guy. So he went in there and got the win, and he did what he was supposed to do.
Now, breaking down the fight, what would you say that his improvements need to be? Now, I mean, for myself, you know what I'm saying. I don't think he closed the show. I think I don't think he's a 10-round fight ready. He's damn sure ain't 12-round fight ready.
Yeah.
Because he withered down the stretch. He was much more accurate and everything in the beginning, and Hutchinson was able to have more success as the fight rolled on. And that's what I was thinking during the fight when Nate Campbell. Matter of fact, speaking of Nate Campbell need to be allowed to commentate more fights. That dude funny as hell.
Right.
But when Nate Campbell was saying, okay, I think it was like 6 or 7. He was saying, I think you need to go ahead and take him out here right now. And I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, man, he let this dude hang around. It's going to be a problem. This dude going to get clout off of him by letting him hang around.
Right.
And so when he started calling out everybody else, I'm like, okay, this dude, he barely made it 10 rounds. You're damn sure ain't 12-round fight ready against championship competition.
Yeah.
So
I mean, everything you saying, I'm pretty sure he know that because he was once on that top level. The thing was to just get the win. Now, knocking him out would have been a lot better. Yes, I agree. But let's be honest, he been off. He was out of shape. You know what I mean? He didn't know what he was going to look like. I think all Adrian Broner has to do is remember his level of boxing. What I mean by that is his ring IQ. If he understands his ring IQ, then he could have made the fight a little easier. He would have, continued to go to the body and got the guy out. But at the same time, let's be honest, the same way Mayweather used to say, well, they don't have a blueprint to beating me, so how they going to beat me? Well, Bill Hutchinson didn't have a blueprint of getting stopped. So how you going to stop me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's not the kind of guy. It don't matter how much better you are than another fighter. If he's determined enough to keep fighting, that's all it takes to continue. You know what I mean? And Hutchinson wasn't trying to get knocked out. He showed a good chin. You know what I mean? He showed that he was sturdy. He was willing. He was determined. And that's why we saw the fight we saw. Because we're not seeing Broner at 100%, and we seeing Hutchinson give 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
he was fighting 3 inches above the ring tonight. That was probably the best performance he put in his career.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I said, if he would have lost, then it would have been bad for Broner. But he got the win, and it's time to move on.
Yeah, so that being said, who you think would be somebody that he would be that would be a good match for him to fight next?
I think he need like a Rancis Bartholomew. He just needs somebody around his age range. Somebody, but they got a good record. He don't need to be in there, you know what I mean, with somebody too young, too strong, too fast. Not just yet. Not until he get comfortable with being in shape. You know what I mean? Because let's think about it. If you lost 60 pounds right now, within the next 2 months, isn't it fair to say you walking around with a brand new body?
Yeah, because I'm 250, so yeah, if I lost 60 pounds, I'll be
So you at 190 would have to get used to being 190. You would have to go buy all new clothes. You know what I mean? Your walk would be different. You know what I mean? You would feel more energy. So you would have to learn how to deal with that. So imagine losing that kind of weight and then having to fight. You know what I mean? You got to learn how to deal with that. So he just needs some guys, you know what I mean, that he could pace it out with. Even like a Victor Postal, guys like that, you know what I mean, who they on the end of their career, you know what I mean, they probably not going to fight too many times, but they're going to put up a good fight. He need guys like that.
You know what? With the performance we saw tonight, imagine if he had fought Red Cash.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a good night.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Because Red Cash is way more game than this dude.
Well, maybe it should be Red Cash next.
Yeah, I would say so. But man, look, as far as where AAB go, me personally, I'm supporting AB as long as he supporting himself. As long as he doing, you know what I'm saying, moving forward and trying to better himself, man, he got all my support. I like, he one of the most entertaining dudes you know what I'm saying, in and out the ring that I've seen in a long time. You know what I mean? Like you saw the post fight.
Yeah.
When they would ask him, you know, about the post fight, the first thing he did was crack a joke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta love AB. But
right.
Moving on, man, because it's late and you know, like the fight ran over, man. You know, tomorrow is a really big fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez. Man, what do you make of this lead up to this fight, man? Teofimo been saying some behavioral health worthy stuff.
Yeah.
So man, I mean, you think his head is in the game, or you know what I'm saying? Like, is he whacked out? What's going on?
I think Teofimo is very aware of what he's doing. He knows he has a fight in front of him, a real fight. I think he's been trying to get under Josh Taylor's skin along with everybody else in the world, simply because he's chosen to be the bad guy now. Now, with being the bad guy, you gotta come off as like one of the most disrespectful people in the world. That's what villains are. You know what I mean? They don't have a care in the world. So he's chosen to be the villain. So I guess that's why he's saying some of the shit he's saying. At the same time, he know he got a real fight on his hands. So I think he's using that to get up under Taylor's skin so that Taylor can go in there and go against his own game plan.
You think Taylor that inexperienced though? To fall in that trap?
I mean, sometimes you could be an experienced man, right? You could be an experienced man, and you could be a guy who's very composed and you know, just a relaxed person, right? But it's always somebody that could get under your skin. It's always somebody or something. So if that man say enough out his mouth and do enough, it'll get under your skin to where you say, you know what, I just want to knock him out. You know what I mean? So then you'll go against the game plan. The reason I'm saying that because Josh Taylor can fight inside and outside. But maybe Teofimo feel like if I get under his skin and get him close to me, then I got a chance of knocking him out. If he box me smart, you know what I mean, I might as well forget it. So I think Teofimo is using that, you know, the antics to get Josh Taylor to fight him.
Well, you know, both of them are coming off of very lackluster performances.
Right.
Josh Taylor arguably lost his last, but actually both of them arguably lost their last fight.
Right.
Teofimo has not looked good in his debut at 140, at which, you know, what was it? What belt does Josh Taylor have? Is it the WBO?
I ain't even sure. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because I know that if you had the WBO in a lower weight class, then when you move up to a higher weight class, you got first crack at the WBO champ.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Teofimo didn't fight him straight away going into the weight class. He fought somebody else that, you know, where after the fight he said, "Do I still got it?"
Shandor Martin.
Yeah. So, you know, certain things you don't say in the ring because there's microphones everywhere. So,
right.
So I guess that, you know, it made him the mandatory to go and fight Josh Taylor, but both of them coming off of lackluster performances where arguably neither one of them won their last fight. And then Teo had a hard time making weight today. Whereas Josh Taylor made weight easy when the issue with the fight is his last fight was the weight, quote unquote, weight drain.
Right.
So both of these individuals got something to prove. So right. and then there's the bad blood in between. So that's going to be a good non-pay-per-view fight.
Right.
You know, just that drama. I mean, the only boxing heads would know. You know what I'm saying? The people on the street that's just a Teo fan or something like that wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't look at that dynamic. But break that down real quick.
I mean, you talking about Josh Taylor, who's a tall southpaw, good jab, can go to the body really good, good snappy left hand. You know what I mean? He knows the ring. He can make the fight dirty, or he can keep it clean. Teofimo is more of a showman. He want to knock you out, and he want to knock you out big. Pretty good speed, good legs on him, good power, but he gets frustrated, if the fight carries on a little too long. And if you're a little stubborn with him, his frustration shows. Josh Taylor, his last fight, I think what happens is, right, when you got so many guys in front of you with big names, and you can make big money off of those guys. I think when you fight an average guy or a guy you look at as average, you don't really give your all. You know what I mean? But in a fight like this, these are two guys we've been hearing about, and they both can fight. And it's like, all right, this is one of the fights I've been looking forward to. So they're gonna bring everything they got. So I think it's a great fight that was made. You know what I mean? And I just think Josh Taylor is the smarter fighter, but I think Teofimo is the more athletic fighter. He has the more ability. So I think that's why this is going to be a good fight, overall.
Would you say that Josh Taylor is the more mentally intact fighter versus Teofimo that's has too many out of ring distractions?
Yeah, because Josh Taylor doesn't have all the distractions that Teofimo has. Some of those distractions Teofimo has brought on himself, and some of it just come with the game. And it comes with life. But the difference is Teofimo don't know how to handle it. Josh Taylor know how to handle it. And Josh Taylor is locked in, and I believe he gonna do his thing. I think Teo need to get out of his head, stop worrying about what people have to say about him, stop worrying about, what he not getting, and worrying about what other fighters have, and just go in there and perform.
Yeah, I think Teo need to change his whole camp, but that's a whole nother subject. Now, last segment is the Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Boots Ennis whole trio type of, the whole thing that's going on right there. People were saying that Errol Spence looked like he was out of shape. That he wasn't in fight shape. A month before the fight, this or the other. He debunked that. Him and Derek James debunked that with some pictures of him, some real time pictures. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on where people, everybody's choosing sides. The battle lines are being drawn, so to speak. What do you think of how all of it's playing out, and what are your keys to victory for both fighters?
I think it's playing out well because they dragged it along, but not too far along. You know what I mean? The whole world is still interested, like I thought they would be, because at the end of the day, this is two great fighters. Errol Spence knows he has to be in great shape, so I don't think he's out of shape. I think he's been in shape for probably the last month and a half. Terrence Crawford, I believe the same thing with him. How do I think it's going to play out? I think keys to victory wise, I think if Errol Spence is going to win this fight, he got to get to the body early and try to shut the movement down. How can he shut the movement down, cutting the ring off, scoring sneaky shots down the middle, not looking for the big shots all night, but scoring short little shots to keep Crawford confused, and definitely working behind his jab. In order for Crawford to win, I think Crawford had to remain sharp for maybe about 6 rounds. Go to the body. We never seen anybody really go to Errol Spence's body. I think if he go to the body, and pick it up as the rounds go on, from round 6 on, I think he'll be successful. This is a great fight. What more can we ask for?
Yeah, no doubt. But let me ask you this though. Terrence Crawford doesn't really have a history of picking it up as the fight goes on. He's more reactionary. Errol Spence has a history of systematically ramping up the pressure. As the fight goes on, it's like, I'll tell you what, my personal opinion is, as long as the fight goes on, it's gonna be worse for Terrence. And I'm not a Crawford hater. Matter of fact, I'm cool with Bo Mack. I think Bo Mack is a good dude. I interviewed him. You know what I'm saying? He's a real good dude. I don't co-sign all that Bomac hate.
Yeah.
Bomac good peoples, as far as I'm concerned. But their behavior, Terrence and Earl, behavior is different. Earl has shown if he's in shape, if he has not had a fight camp, let's discount all the times where he had his fights where he was drinking and stuff, and had to do a fight camp before the fight. Let's say, okay, all right. That being said, my personal opinion, Earl Spence looked better in the Lamont Peterson fight than he did in the Ugas fight.
Right.
Everybody's talking about he's back and this and the other from the Ugas fight. If you go and you look at the Ugas fight and you look at the Peterson fight, it's not the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was much sharper in the Peterson fight. And he could deal out the same amount of punishment.
Yeah.
In the Ugas fight, it took him 5 rounds to get dialed in, and even then he still missed a lot of punches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm on record as saying that if he fights Terrence Crawford the way he fought Ugas, those first 4 rounds, he could get knocked out.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. You know how the jungle works, right?
Right.
And the reason I'm bringing it up, we usually see matches like you might see a gazelle getting away from a lion. You might see an alligator grab a gazelle. You might see a mongoose and a
cobra.
A cobra, right? But you never see a lion and a leopard go at it. They operate different.
Yeah.
A leopard will grab you and take you into a tree. You know what I mean? A lion just will maul you down. And then sometimes they do it in groups. The reason I'm saying all this, we're not going to know what's going to happen until we get that lion and that leopard in the ring. Are they different? Are they different? Yes, very different. Earl Spence thing is to completely beat you up and shut you down. Crawford is an instinctive animal where he'll walk you around the ring where it looked like he's retreating. He'll go back to the corner. The corner will tell him, listen, you losing. And then he'll go out there and destroy you.
That's a good point. Hey, that fight right there. Everybody's putting a lot of stock in that fight. And I keep saying, what, man, you know what? He didn't knock him out. There was some of his father's stuff, man. He didn't knock him out.
True.
You know what I mean? We don't know what would have happened had that fight went on.
But you know why his father threw the towel in? Because his father knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
one thing I didn't like about that fight, people kept saying, well, even Sean Porter said that he didn't train properly. First of all, whose fault is that? Second of all, right? When have we never seen Earl Spence being a dog? I mean, Sean Porter. When have we never seen Sean Porter being a dog? Sean Porter fights the same way every time. Every time.
Yeah, but you know what though? You know how you know the evidence of him not training properly? Sean Porter has some of the best feet in the game. Nobody in his career was ever able to turn him or elude him in a way that his aggression caused him to run face first in a turnbuckle without a punch. Terrence Crawford did that. And that to me, I was like, okay, yeah, he don't look the same because ain't nobody been able to like turn him so bad that he ran face first into a turnbuckle without being hit.
But
So,
again,
to me, I was like, yeah, no, something is off.
But listen, again, we going back to the jungle. This is a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different animal. We don't want to give him his credit, But that ain't the first man he knocked out at 147 or stopped. So we got to understand, listen, no matter how you look at the records, no matter what the guys type of excuses they use, this is the night we're going to see a lion and a leopard go at each other. This is the night. It's
So I would say a lion and a tiger because, you know, a lion's going to eat a leopard. But hey, I get what you're saying.
We can't really say that, though. Leopard's strong. See, that's why I brought up the analogy earlier. A leopard will drag you into a tree. Now, listen, we seen lions drag gazelles around. We never seen them drag them into a tree. You got to be strong to do that. If you dip your head in the water and grab a crocodile and then drag him up into a tree, come on, man. That's a different kind of strength. So that's what I'm saying. They might not be the biggest cat, but he built different. So that's where the trouble lies, because you get hit with shit and you like, I didn't think that would feel like that. I didn't think he would hit me with that. You know what I mean? I didn't think it would feel like that. Now, was Sean Porter completely hurt? No, I don't believe he was completely hurt. I believe he still had fight in him. But his father feared that his son would get hurt, so he stopped it. So that means that guy really got to be that mean. He got to be.
That means to me, don't have your father as your trainer.
Of course.
Your father's your trainer. That's what that means to me.
And sometimes you should make those adjustments. But guess what? Like he stated, I knew that kid for a long time. And I know what he could do. And I like both fights.
But yet he's picking him to lose.
Of course he's picking him to lose. Because he rather Earl Spence, because that's his kind of style. And Sean Porter don't fight like Earl Spence, but they got the same mission: beat you up.
Yeah.
With Crawford, it's like, I'll make you think you're winning, and then here we go. Crawford deals with black magic. You understand? He deals with wizard. Yeah, he got voodoo. He deals with voodoo. He make you think you in he make you think you in control, and then all of a sudden you end up somewhere you ain't even think you would be.
Yeah, you know what? If you look at one of them knockdowns, man, Crawford was caught. Not Crawford. Porter was caught completely out of position and off balance, and he basically hit him and knocked him down. Yeah, it wasn't a hurting blow. It was an opportunistic blow. You know what I'm saying? So
you could say that, but guess what? Me and you wasn't taking the punches neither.
No, it wasn't. But he got up with all his faculties.
Because listen,
but then again, Sean Porter's a different animal too. You know what I'm saying? He's real tough. I've never seen a fight where he was buzzed.
But here's a question: a guy can have a good chin, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that don't mean he don't feel the power.
Oh no! Oh, he feel it.
Exactly. So even though he got knocked down because he was off balance, he still felt that shit though.
Yeah, and he did say that the difference between Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford's power was one was like being hit with a switch, and the other one was like being hit with a paddle.
If that's how you want to say it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the hell that means, but I've been hit with both, and I know it depends on who was holding the switch and who was holding the paddle. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Because an educated grandma can do some stuff with a switch, but a principal can only do so much with a paddle. So I grew up in the age where a principal could beat you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, brother. So, but look, give me your prediction.
My prediction is that Terrence Crawford will stop Earl Spence in the 7th or 8th round.
Oh, well, it's on wax.
I said it a few weeks ago. Yep.
You taking bets?
No, I don't bet on fights no more.
I don't bet on nothing. I just ask. So, hey, what's up with Boots? If let's say for sake of argument, well, both of these fighters talking about whatever happens after this fight moving up. So Boots is going to fight. If he fights any of them, it's going to be towards the end of their career because they're both in their 30s. and Boots, like they got 10 years on Boots. So if he fights any of them, it's going to be at the end of the career, and it's not going to be at 47.
Yeah.
So whoever wins this, once this thing is over with, and these guys move up, the belts are going to like spread like the Dragon Balls. So is Boots going to go? Is he going to do his Goku thing and start Dragon Ball hunting or what?
That's what I would think. You know what I mean? But like you said, because they spread out, depends on where they end up, and depends on who's willing to take the fight.
So it's actually what it boiled down to is the promotional company that ends up with the belts.
That's who has the power. They want us to believe that the fighters have the power. It's not the fighters, it's the promotion companies.
Did you see what Bob Arum said today?
No, I didn't get to see.
He said everybody think I'm the puppet master. I'm not the puppet master. If this guy say he want to fight this guy, then I gotta make it happen. I'm driving down the road in my mom's car. I got my phone on because her car got a Bluetooth. So I'm sitting listening to my phone. I'm like, he a lying ass. If that was the case, Terrence Crawford would have fought Manny Pacquiao. He was the one that said that he killed that fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, Bob Arum, I ain't never seen nobody in their 90s lie so bad. And you would think when you get that old, you don't care about how anybody feel about the truth. You just tell the truth. This dude lies in his 90s. I ain't never heard of such.
But if they told the truth, then boxing would lose fans. So what they do is they leave it on the fighters, because that way you have a big old soap opera going on.
And it damn sure is a soap opera.
It's a lot of drama.
That's facts. Hey, but look, bro, man, I appreciate you rolling through. You know what I'm saying? It's late. It's like, what, 1:31 in the morning?
Yes,
man,
sir.
I really, really appreciate it, man. Let's do this again. I definitely want to come up there to the gym, you know what I'm saying, and get some footage of you know what I'm saying, all of y'all new up-and-coming fighters and your training style. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's, like real high up on how you like train your fighters or whatnot. And that video you put out with the dude, was it, 2-time Olympian or something like that, challenged you to a fight outside, and you cracked him with a right hand. That was hilarious. But yeah, man, you don't find too many trainers out here that can actually get in the ring and put in work and show the up and coming fighter what they mean, and they're like, okay, why are you getting hit with this? Why are you getting hit with this? I told you, why are you getting hit with this? You know what I'm saying? So, and you do that, and hats off to you, man, because a lot of the trainers are older. You're one of the younger fighters that, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure if you chose to, could get out here on the circuit and go ahead and compete, but you choose to train. So hats off to you, man. Let's do this again, and I look forward to coming up there, man. And let's get your final words, man. We're gonna go ahead and get up out of here.
No, man, I just want everybody to, keep tuning into the sport. You know what I mean? We need the people, and the people need the sport. I appreciate you, Terrence, for having me. You know what I mean? I'm Greg Hackett, and I just want to say thank you.
Let's get all your social media platforms, man. Where you at? Where can everybody find you?
YouTube, GHB TV, Instagram, Greg Hackett 86, Twitter, Greg Hackett 215, Facebook, Greg Hackett. Thank you.
All right, man. Hey, look, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Everybody's gonna look at watch the replay, man. Go ahead and follow Greg Hackett, man. Look at his fighters, man. All of his interviews, he has a lot of informative stuff, like his opinion on how he breaks these fighters down. That's why he's here. The way he does what he do, man. Y'all need to listen to this guy, man. He's going to be a real force in the game. You know what I'm saying? Real soon. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, my man.
All right.